Hey guys, it's me, Candace St. James, and I just wanted to let you guys know I'm new to this channel, but I've also been in the drag realm for about 8 years or so now, off and on. And so I'm here to teach everybody about the ins and outs, what it's like to be a drag queen, how to get started and be a drag queen, and basically be educative for all the parents out there who are wondering, oh, my son started drag and what is that all about? Don't worry, it's actually I'll answer all those questions. Let's get fabulous. I want to let you guys know today is going to be the most boringest episode that I'm going to actually ever have. The reason why is because, you know, if you're getting started in drag, it's very important to me that you know your history, but most people won't tell you that history. And so I want to be the first one to go ahead and tell you where the term drag queen came from, where you know, the first drag queens, what they were like, how that evolved over to here and what it is today. And so sorry about it, but I'm not sorry about it. Y'all need to know your history. But before we get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe right at the bottom. Okay, so some parents may be wondering, what is a drag queen? What is that all about? And basically I'm here to go and tell you that it's historically it's always been a male, but now we're kind of evolving. And so historically it's always been a male who has always dressed up as a female and has performed in a place. They're utilizing their talents that they have. Some people sing, some people dance, and see them at gay pride parades. You can see them at cabaret shows, typically things of that nature. So most people actually wonder where the term drag and the drag queen comes from. And basically, let me tell you, that term came around in the 1800s, and basically what happened was there were straight men that were portraying roles of women, and it would actually help them go on Broadway. And so basically they were deemed that title, and the reason why is it's based on an acronym. It stands for dressing refined as a girl, and it's referring to male actors who were going onto Broadway in the 1800s. And so basically the term queen is referring to their personalities and how they're just bubbling over with a certain aura, and they command certain things, and it's just in their walk, it's in their being, that's what they are all about. So basically the way that drag got started was started in the 1800s in Europe, and basically there were a group of people called pantomimes. So it started out in theater, believe it or not, and they were typically straight men that were playing the roles of females, and they were exaggerating their features. They had exaggerative features such as high cheekbones, they had big hair, they had the dresses, they had everything you can think of, and they were playing either very butch characters or very campy characters. And that was typically the shows in Europe, and then until they came into America, which is probably about the same time, a little bit, maybe 20 years difference. They came over here, but it was a different kind of light over here in the States. And what happened was the way drag shows kind of came about in the form of blackface. And so a lot of drag queens frown about that, but it's something we all need to know. White men typically got humor out of African Americans, and so they used blackface to imitate that and to express themselves exaggeratively, and they also used that later on to oppress women. But that's a big part of our history. And then what happened was the minstrel shows were going on, and still same campy characters. Then the vaudevilles took over, and the vaudeville shows took over in the late 1800s to early 1900s. And so basically what those were it still followed the same line of the minstrelsy, the black minstrel shows. But what happened was they ended up the vaudeville shows, and they would start off as being in a low camp setting, but then they had a part where they were very comedic. The vaudeville shows were very comedic in nature. Once you got more experienced with it, then you grew to a huge, you know, it's not much, but you know, we are responsible for a lot. You know, we have to make sure we have looks. We have to make sure we have our body features. Everything that we have to make, it has to be on point. We have to always be entertaining. We have to put hours and hours that we don't get paid for into our looks and to make us look great. And so we highly, you know, appreciate people who just come out to see us even. And so people often ask me, well, what does it take to be a drag queen? I was like, well, there's a lot of hard work you gotta put into it. I was like, because my wig alone takes 6 hours. Some people, you know, can get there into, you know, things. I mean, there's a lot of work outside of drag. You got to make sure your looks are there. You can go, yeah, I mean, you have to either go shopping or make your outfits, and making your outfits, to be honest, is not as it's not as cheap. It's not cheaper to make your outfits, it's actually more expensive. But it's also, on the other side, you know, finding your outfits for your drag shows, sometimes your performance can be very, if you're shopping for them, can be very difficult. So I always sew my own outfits. I go ahead and I do my wigs myself. I just love to have a good time. You know, it's a lot of hard work. I spend 6 hours alone just doing my wigs. I spend a whole time making a new outfit every single performance. I try to, at least. And you have routines. If you can't just fly from the cuff, you might have to go ahead and do routines. And that takes a little bit of time in itself, because let's face it, when the lights are on you, what are you gonna do? You can't back out, you know? So you got to give a show no matter what. And so I am here to teach you everything you need to know about the whole drag career. So many people ask what our role is in the entertainment industry. What are we responsible for? And I'm here to go ahead and tell you that I am responsible for making sure people are entertained. I use my talents, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, do you sing?" No. do you dance? I can dance. I'm not the best dancer, but I can totally dance. But you know, then they're like, "Well, how do you do it?" I was like, "Well, I'm a comedy queen." And so my thing is to get people to laugh. And if I can make you laugh, that's one thing that I've done right. And so I believe in the drag queens use their talents to go ahead and take care of people, make sure people are entertained, and make sure people remember you, you know. And that's what I am responsible for. I use my talents. There's other people who are dancers, there's other people who are lip syncers. I come over to the club, and I work at a nightclub, and I come to the nightclub and I have to go ahead and I'm responsible for 2 lip syncs, unless there is a different kind of a night, a different kind of pageant. They call the shots. And so basically at the nightclub on a normal day, I'm responsible for 2 very comedic lip syncs, and that's what I do. And I just like to get people to laugh, and that's what I can do. There are people who sing live. There are people who go and they dance. There are people who just do whatever they want, and all eyes are on you, and you gotta give a good show, and you gotta go out with a bang. And so I'm sitting here and telling you that it's actually a fun ride. It's not a strip session. I mean, you know, that's typically not even allowed at the club during those times. And it's typically not even held at a gentleman's club or nothing like that. Like most people have this misconception that we're strippers, and I'm totally not. I don't have the body to be a stripper. And I would love to think that I am, but I'm not. And you know, so, and then most people also wonder what it takes to be, you know, how hard is it to really be a drag queen, and what does it really take? And it really takes a lot of hard work. My wig alone takes 6 hours to do. Most people don't really understand that sometimes, because I'm not wearing a human hair wig where it's really easy. And then I'm also making this on a head too, so I have to reposition this head all the time. And then, you know, a lot of people are like, well, how long does it take you to do your makeup? My makeup takes 3 hours on a good night, you know, and on a bad night it can take almost all day. Drag for me is a very everyday, all day kind of a situation. And I'm better yet, I can get my makeup done in about an hour and a half, and that's where I'm at. And so I'm trying to perfect my craft, and I am here to teach every one of you guys what it's like to really, it's really into it. I mean, drag is a lot of hard work. You know, there's a lot of routines involved. If you're not an expert dancer or whatever, if you don't think you can fly from the cuff, it's totally okay. But you know, at the end of the day, all lights are on you. You can't back out. And so if you enjoyed this video, please stay tuned for all my new videos where I'm going to be showing you how to become fabulous. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned, and if you really like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Let's get fabulous.